How are you doing, bruv? Where can I find the vodka? Is it very...
So I just pressed record. For context,
why did you not record all of that
because
before?
I was setting up. So the context is
So we have to do it all over again. We have to go back.
Oh no, this is bad.
This-
This is very bad.
Go back.
This is not
Oh my
good.
God. This is
We have to go
sonically
back
very
and do it all
displeasing.
all over again. I just need to go back.
Anyway, last time on RPG.
The premise was, what if your character had to do a Russian accent? Not you do your character, and I pressed record too late, and now this is the cold open. Welcome to hell. Okay, last time on RPGeniuses if you want.
All right, last time on RP, guys. Hold on, actually, I need to pull us up real quick.
Okay, I guess it's all part of the cold open now.
So in that case,
wow.
we're going to go back
When
and
the
talk in your
DM
Russian
cut
accent. Don't worry, I got the vodka. We can bring the comrades, no problem.
Oh, speaking of cold open stuff, hey, did you mean to misspell definitely in your art for the last one that you uploaded?
Me?
No,
Probably
Zach.
Oh.
not.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't mean to misspell anything.
DEFINATELEY.
Definitely.
I
This
was
is gonna
in
be like
France.
another
I got an
boomer
excuse. I can't spell in French either, so I got an like.
Definitely.
We're in a bloody pandemic and
Definitely.
we got bigger things to worry about than our bloody grammar.
Now I will say I searched for it to see whether or not you were doing a reference, and if you want, Urban Dictionary does have definitely.
I don't want to know what that means. Like, if Urban Dictionary has a definition, I don't want to know what it means.
No,
at all.
honestly, this one doesn't seem that bad.
Okay.
Hello.
Um,
Hello.
Please don't. Yeah, don't be. Oh, cat.
Oh, cat. Idiots speak for definitely. One of the most common moronic misspellings found on the internet.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Right after the...
Yet.
The word many people use to spell definitely until they suddenly realize they've been spelling it the wrong way. The modern misspelling of definitely, seen in almost every modern example where a spell checker was not deployed, most commonly in internet chat, probably from its mispronunciation by modern youth and/or being confused with unfortunately. So I will say, they called you young. They called you modern. That's pretty cool.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're
Yeah.
kidding.
They called you young and modern. Boomer wrote that last one. Kids these days on the internet.
Damn kids don't know how to
You're a
spell
child,
definitely.
Yeah, anyway, you
They're
found my
saying it
weakness.
weird.
I can't spell. So last time on RPGeniuses, you guys got to Deep Blue. You met Alba, who is Abigail's sister. She is on the lookout for some kind of ancient treasure. And she kind of tasked you guys with going around Deep Blue and figuring out what was going on in the mines, because she thinks that it has something to do with this ancient treasure that she's looking for. You guys did some shopping. You met Sirius, the totally original character, and Radish got the shit beat out of him by the police.
By the private army.
By the private army, yes.
By the private army. Okay. And so I think you guys agreed on a plan to try and figure out a way to get into the mines. Brunshore and Belladonna are going to go talk to the supervisor of the mines. And Androl and Radish are going to go talk to some dwarves.
I would like to
This is gonna
say,
go well.
yeah, I would like to say before we split up, I think that I would go. So just so that we're on the same page, what is your all strategy going to be with confronting this person? Because I just want to make sure that our plans line up and we're not just going into this willy-nilly and we're gonna totally kill each other by accident. What's your plans?
I forgot what we're doing.
This is something I respect about my brother, is he is honest. He knows his limitations, and he uses those.
That's very fair. So, we're trying to get the mines reopened.
Right, okay.
So that we can go into the mines ourselves. Because right now there's security. The private army that beat the shit out of your brother earlier, remember him? We're trying to get them.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It was...
I can't wait to rough up some bloody cops.
So, your job is to talk to the owner? Is it the owner or the manager? I do forget.
The supervisor. Basically the person in charge of the mines.
It's been a whole day. I totally forgot.
I'd like to speak to the manager, please. My name's Karen.
Okay, yeah. Bring that energy, but, question, are you all going with an intimidation kind of tactic, or are you just going to try to talk to her? I believe is what we were
Bella
told.
just crosses her arm and just looks at him and just goes, like, intimidation, duh.
Alba's gonna like speak up. Like, hey, I got some pointers if you need them.
Ooh, that would be wonderful.
Oh yeah, please tell us.
Are those like knives? Because I think Belladonna had plenty of pointers.
She does have lots of pointers, if that's what you meant.
Hey, speaking of knives, I need to pull up my D&D chart. I forgot. Let's keep going. We're doing good.
What's that?
How do you want to?
So just kind of like to give you an idea going forward of how this is going to work out. For like these big kind of social confrontations, I'm going to be using a system where you kind of go back and forth with different checks. And if you get 3 successes, you basically get what you want out of the conversation. If you get 3 failures, you don't. And I will give you advantage or disadvantage based on how you approach the conversation.
Do we got a roll
like,
for eye contact? Because I have trouble with that.
So, like, say the person is very easily bribed. If you try and bribe them, that will give you an advantage. That kind of thing. If they're, strict and holy or something, acting, rough and tumble or whatever, is going to give you disadvantage. So Alba is going to pull out some notes, and it's like, okay, so the supervisor's name is Shaloot. She's a high elf, very business-oriented. She runs the mines like a clock.
A clock that she's dismantled currently, correct?
What?
To my understanding, that was above her head. That was from Bruckett himself. She just wants to get the mines back in order as quickly as possible, so it can start making more money again.
So it sounds like you two really need to find out what it will take to either make her ignore Bruckett or convince him to, I guess, restart the mine. But I don't know. I'm going to leave that to you all. Just don't.
So either a bribe or convince. In between.
My one suggestion. Don't make her angry at the dwarves. Don't make it about the dwarves. We'll get the dwarves.
Best I can tell is she's a no-nonsense businesswoman, and she's a real shark when it comes to business. So if she senses you're trying to belay her, or if she senses weakness, she'll jump on that immediately.
All right.
So
well, luckily, I got plenty of experience in the gangs and whatnot, so I know what business empires run like, with cruel and ruthless lack of care about how it impacts the masses. So I think I can handle that.
Just kind of like a reminder, the mines are closed because of something to do with the ancients. Like they found something down there, and that's why Bruckett has the mines closed right now. So probably the best way to open up the mines is to just get whatever Bruckett wants down there.
All right.
Or at least promise that you will do that.
Well, right, of course. We will take that for ourselves, most likely, knowing this group.
So it sounds like
that's the problem that that's her problem that needs solving, is basically get whatever you need out of that section of the mine so it can completely reopen.
All right. So basically, it almost sounds like we're just trying to help her do what she's already trying to do, right?
Pretty much, but yeah.
So there is...
She's stubborn.
So there is the possibility that if you
Oh,
promise to
I see.
go in there and grab it, or that you would have a group that would, maybe she would be willing to help us get past the guards herself. That's an interesting. I don't know. Have fun. It sounds like
Like
a real mire.
You scratch my back, I scratch your back, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
What do you know about dwarves?
Me?
Um,
Not much. I'm a half elf.
I'm curious, Andrew. What do you know about dwarves?
Not much. I know they.
They're usually defined by one specific emotion.
I know. I do. I do know that they worship work, so it should be pretty easy to get them to want to get back to work. But I don't. That's about the extent of my knowledge.
Yeah, I've seen them. They like to whistle while they work.
Alba
They just
will
love working.
speak up. It's like, I don't know too much about the dwarves here. They're just good workers, miners, smelters. I think they're from Rolfland.
Oh, wait, where that dog comes from?
I don't know what that means, but sure. Rolfland, you'll recall, was the part of the empire that tried to revolt and failed. And also, I know that their leader is a guy named Thorlin. That's about it. Hello?
Oh, I'm
Mhm.
just,
Yes.
I'm just
Oh,
taking
okay.
notes.
Yeah. No. Same. Actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I should
I
be
was
doing
worried
that
'cause
too, I guess.
people got very still and very silent.
No, we're not.
We're just being present, you know. We're just being active listeners and whatnot.
Speak for yourself.
All right.
Sorry.
My internet's just spotty.
And Alba's gonna be like, well, that's pretty much all the information I got. I'm going to take a quick 2-hour power nap and get back to work.
Were you up all
Lovely.
night?
Yeah, a
To
little.
get lucky.
That makes sense.
I'm gonna make her. If this is like the pre-heist where we're all in a room around a round table, the camera's sort of spinning, cut tos the different people into their days of work as we describe them. Instead of like a pot of coffee, I've got like a pot of tea I'm pouring everybody out.
Oh, thanks, bro. I'll look a good spot of tea. Alright, so what does me bruv and Androl got to do for their part of the heist?
Well, it sounds like we've got to talk to these dwarves. We might be able to mediate a situation where they can reopen the mines for their own means.
I
We
was.
also might be able to talk to them and figure out what exactly is in the mines.
I was gonna say this might be a recon thing because they're the ones who actually found whatever it is that closed the mines. I don't know. I mean, or we could also additionally use them as a distraction so that maybe we could get past the guards if Bella and Brunchor's thing doesn't quite work out.
We still have that one uniform, right? Does one of us need to use that uniform what we stole from
I think that was me. I'm pretty sure that was me.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, so
I also forgot about that. Thank you for reminding me.
Which of us might get better use out of that?
I think right now none of us. I think eventually we will have to figure that out. Right now we are not going.
Lowers her hand.
Yeah, we are not going undercover yet. I think is more my point. We'll get there. Don't get me wrong.
well.
We'll screw this up and we'll need that outfit. But for right now, no need.
I'm
All right,
going to find where
everybody.
this minute.
Hands in the middle. Everybody puts his hand in the middle.
What is this?
Hands in the middle.
Oh, okay. He puts both of his hands in the middle.
Yeah, Alba puts her hand in the
there you
middle
go,
and like motions for Abigail, and Abigail is just like begrudgingly walks up and puts her hand in the middle.
Oh, am I only supposed to have one hand? Okay, I'm sorry.
Bella puts her elbow in the middle because social distancing.
Aw, setting an example for all of
What
us.
was that?
All right. Now, in
What's that? Oh, distancing.
in the Ballantyre Monastery, we would do this, where before embarking on a dangerous task, we would
Mhm.
sort of pump ourselves up, usually by a word of wisdom or of coaching followed by a good cheer from all of us. So if anybody has a word of wisdom, and then after that we can all yell something. What can we all yell together? We could all yell.
My arm's getting tired.
My arm's getting tired.
All right. Everybody, if we... All right. To tired arms and full hearts, clear eyes, we can't lose. 1, 2, 3, mediation.
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 I'm very confused. Let's do it.
We can't possibly screw this up.
Can I take a quick deviation from whatever's happening here?
A deviation
Just
from the
because
mediation?
the deviation from the mediation. So this is for real bookkeeping thing. I did not put in my inventory that I got that I found the uniform.
The
Yeah.
top uniform,
Was there something? I feel like there was something. I was looking for something else.
You got a mixed success.
And-
So what I remember is you got the thing, but also somebody woke up and saw you. Maybe.
Yeah,
you only got
Okay.
one uniform instead
Yeah,
of
something
4.
like that.
yeah.
I
Right.
just wanted to add it in there, and I just wanted to see if there's anything else that I was missing, just in case, because I think that was like at the very, very end last time we did it. So okay,
I don't-
cool.
I don't
Thank
think
you.
now
So,
you
yeah,
have
that's the
that
only thing I
key ring.
remember.
You got that key ring, remember, that you bought or traded for?
Oh, wait,
yeah,
did
that
I
magic
actually
key
put that
ring.
in? What did I do that, like, I feel like I put this all in. We're still level 4, right?
Yep.
Like, I seriously feel like, I don't see, yeah, did I not put anything in? Possessions. Oh, this
I know
is
there
so
was
weird.
something I bought when I added to my inventory, but I don't remember.
The
what
huddle.
Yeah,
Also,
it was the,
Belladonna just sits down and turns all of her pockets inside out and starts looking.
She's like,
I
where
just
did I get
accidentally
this one
everything-
from? This one, I don't recognize this one.
Wait, I have an alms box? Why do I have an alms box?
Does anyone
So,
remember where I
yeah,
picked up
if
these
you
keys?
need it, I put it in chat again.
Thank you. Yeah, I was just about to ask for that too. That's what I thought it was too. Okay, cool. Great. I'll just add these in. Thank you for helping me with my freaking chaotic brain right now. So we can...
So who wants to go first for this? Since you're splitting up, which team? Team Brunch or Bella, or
Um,
Androl
Team
Radish?
half-elf.
I'm
Team
gonna
half-elf
say
is our
Androl
teammate.
and
Team
Radish.
half-elf
just
is our
because I'm
name.
trying to. Okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh, that is wow. I'm working on this right now, so it probably would be better if they went first.
We can go first.
Team half elf? Okay.
Yeah,
Go team Randall. Randall.
There is something that I need to maybe ask Zach about real fast, because I did not get a chance to ask about this, and I didn't think to ask about it until now. I did purchase that thing that allows me to use like a cantrip whenever I want.
Yeah.
I think Angel would have asked everyone the night before if they have any cantrips that they know of. Like Abigail and Abba and everyone. Do they know any cantrips?
Alba's like, yeah, I know some.
Oh, what real fast. Sorry, I don't mean to take a second. I do want to know though. What kind of cantrips do you know?
Oh, just kind of dabble with like throwing fire and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Tell me more.
Hold on, let me pull up her character
Yeah,
sheet.
sorry.
So, this is so slow. Her spells that she has at a cantrip is Frostbite,
Mm-hmm.
Mage Hand, Message, and Minor Illusion.
Do love me that message.
Now, is that minor illusion, as in like if like all the mines were going to, or minor as in like, of a lesser sort? Because that's gonna really help and be important for this heist.
Either or, I guess, in this situation.
I think I would.
Okay.
I think I would ask her to fill the thing with minor illusion.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, she does that.
Thank you.
So you got infinite uses of minor illusion, basically.
That's amazing. Thank you very much.
And it's open to interpretation as to what kind of minor it is, so that's even better.
So
She's got some really weird spells. I love it.
we head out. We head out, and Androl is very excited to be using minor illusion in the near future.
So I think it could be somebody in the mines, like that kind of minor.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it could also be small.
I'm going to tell you this again. I assume we're having this conversation as we're on the
As we're
road.
walking.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you again. In that scenario, it's technically both, because it is a small illusion, but it can be of a minor. Do you understand?
So it could be a small minor.
A child. No.
You're not here for this one.
That's why he said it out of character.
Hey, Androl. We're kind of going into a church, and I got to be honest. There was some worship at the temple, but it was mostly backflips and punches and that sort of stuff. So I'm a little out of my element here. Is there anything I should know going in?
I would say, and this is just from my personal experience of studying many different kinds of religion, just don't make too many assumptions.
If you want, you can roll religion, and I would
try
and tell you.
love to do that real fast.
Okay.
I'll do it too. So we'll compare our notes. We'll say as we're going.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm 19 for me.
I was close.
Total?
Mm-hmm.
I was close. I've got I rolled a two total.
Okay, so close.
Yeah, pretty close.
I can give you some of the basic tenets of this religion.
Would love that. I remember some of them, but just in case, why don't you lay those on me, and I will.
All right. For people who worship Orthamar, the tenets they follow is all are equal in the eyes of Orthamar. All must bring glory to the work of Orthamar. The work adds to Orthamar's glory, and his glory is shared in the work. Pride is in the work, and vanity has no place in the work.
And with my two, I go, I think their tenets are work, work, work.
Everybody's working for the weekend.
I'll be honest, you actually kind of nailed it. Their whole thing is about work. I will say, they just enjoy working for work's sake, so don't try to compliment them on necessarily the quality, because that's not going to get you very far. They're just happy to be working. Which is why, again, I would always put any kind of statement you want to make, pose in the form of a question. God, I feel like I just gave you some ammunition.
Pose in the form of a question.
Just so that,
I need another prompt. Keep an open mind and pose it in the form of a question. Okay. The scene is two half elves walking to a dwarf temple.
Yeah. So just keep it light. I don't even know. I feel like anything I say is gonna get misconstrued horribly. Just be kind. How about that? Be kind.
That is something
That's
I
just a
can
good
do.
rule of thumb.
Compliment the work, but not the people doing the work necessarily, if that makes sense. We're excited that they are minors. ERS.
Which one's that again? Is that the one
You
that's
gotta
in the mind,
specify
or
that.
that it's not major?
I'm sorry, could you go again? I feel like there were ghosts laughing somewhere off in the
Yeah,
distance.
don't
Right now we're
don't
at
take
the edge of the
advantage of those
temple.
miners.
Somewhere in the distance, Bella faints.
We're at the edge of the temple, rehashing our minor conversation.
It's not really a temple so much as it is just kind of like a
Temple of Dome.
it's like a dwarf-sized dwelling kind of in the side of the mountain or the cliffs here. It's very simple, just like everything is very structural and what's the word? Kind of brutalist in a way.
Oh.
It's just all function, no like design or anything.
Interesting.
And you go in, there's a lot of dwarves just kind of milling about. They're not really doing too much. There's just a whole lot of people out of work, basically, just kind of milling around, doing what they can in this temple. And they'll all look a little grumpy when you walk in.
I walk in and I say, 1,000 blessings upon you. Is this a temple?
I think Androl looks at him and then like looks at his own hands and is just like, I did this.
He's like, I put 2 hands in the circle.
This is my fault.
Radish turns and gives a thumbs up.
We were looking for Thorlin. We are I am an educator of sorts on religion, and I wanted to get some of his insights on the mine and how things were going there. Does that make sense? Does anyone know where Thorlin is?
A balding dwarf with like a long gray beard that's twisted into braids walks forward. Is like, yeah, I'm Thorlin. What do you need?
Oh, hi. Pleasure. My name is Androl. I and my associate here, Radish. Well, I'm an educator and work in academics. Was just wondering if I could get maybe a moment of your time to talk about your religion, how it relates to the mines, just so I have a better understanding for my students.
I'm gonna have to make you do persuasion at disadvantage.
I thought it was just straight up deception, but that's fine.
Well, yeah, either or, but
Okay.
at disadvantage.
Okay. 11, solid. Okay, so it's 11 total.
All right. He just kind of like grunts and some fancy pants elf scholar coming in asking about us.
Kind of. We were passing through town, heard the mine was closed, which normally I wouldn't care about, but I know that for you all, once I heard that it was dwarves who were using or like mining, I thought the fact that it was closed might be upsetting, and I just wanted to talk to you about it and get your perspective so I can understand it a little better.
He grunts again and is like, well, come over here, help serve breakfast, make yourself of use.
Do you need somebody to cook breakfast?
He's gonna look at you up and down, make a persuasion with advantage.
I can
Make
cook.
a cooking roll.
Oh, off to a rough start, let me tell you. Okay. I got a dirty 20.
It's like, could always use some good cooks. Get in the line over there.
Would you believe that I'm a good cook?
I don't take anything for granted.
I'll be honest, I'm a terrible cook. I will help serve if that's all right.
I guess, Angela, you don't need to roll anything, but Radish, if you want to roll cooking proficiency.
Yeah, so I would say, now you tell me what stat you think that is plus proficiency, but I would guess like dex if I'm using like lots of chopping and scooping. Like, am I line cooking or am I putting together a meal here?
Medicine, because
It depends on what you want to do. Do you want to be part of the line, or do you want to actually cook the meal?
I will, so like,
performance.
I figure there's somebody, performance.
Yeah.
Mesdames et messieurs, your
Yeah, you make an onion volcano.
Yeah. I think what I would do is I would get in with like the other line cooks, and I'm doing a lot of chopping. Like they have the meal already started, and I'm just doing the work of it.
Okay, yeah, then
Oh.
do Dex, I guess.
Plus proficiency for cooking. 12. That's 18 total.
Yeah, you're able to chop up some onions and radishes, actually, and turnips.
I say,
And-
as I cut the radishes, I say, "I'm sorry, friends."
He also accidentally cut some of his finger and gets some radish mixed in with the radish.
Replaces it with a radish.
I'm not sure how keen you are on like chopping up sausage or anything, but
I don't know as much with meat, but I think out of the little radishes with an 18, tell me if this is okay. I cut them, and I do that thing that fancy places do, where I kind of cut them to look like a little flower, almost.
Aw.
Adorable.
So it's like a sausage breakfast with a little radish flower in the corner.
Yeah, and I guess they're appreciative of your help. Androl is basically at the end of the line, putting mashed potatoes on a plate and giving it.
And can I tell you something? The entire time he's just going, "Thank you that this is all I have to do. Thank you. Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God."
I lean over to the dwarf cooking next to me, and I ask, "Isn't it nice to cook together?"
No
Yeah,
took his
I
answer.
guess.
Wouldn't it be great if we could do more together?
Okay, whatever, dude.
Isn't it
No,
good to be
do
cooking
you miss-
radishes with radish?
Do you miss working, or are you finding fulfillment in cooking? And then I cut up a carrot.
It's like, well, work's work, but you know how it is. Mining's in the blood.
Would you say that mining's in your blood?
Oh, for sure. Pretty
Do you
much
know-
everyone here.
What happens
Can
when
you
you
tell me
work
the
in the mine?
difference
You inhale it.
between a miner and minor illusion?
I can't.
Well, he kind of sits down and puts his hands on his lap. So it's just a turn of phrase. A miner is a person who works in a mine, but also there is minor as in lesser. And there's no real correlation between the two. It's just one of those things that happens, kind of like that and that, you know?
Would you say that you felt like a miner or like a minor when you were working in the mine under Bruckett?
Roll empathy. I don't know.
Wait, is that a stat? Is empathy a stat?
No, it's
No.
not.
In a different game it is, but
God.
I guess roll persuade. Just roll charisma with advantage.
Oh, baby, that's a natty 20.
He starts
He
crying.
starts crying.
I know
Can I
work
say,
is a
because this is empathy, I start crying too.
Yeah, I know we're supposed to be working for the glory of Orthamar and everything, but I take pride in that work. And even though I don't really I don't try and take pride in myself, I do think that I did a good job, and having it all shut down just makes me feel so and just starts bawling right there. Right on the line. On the line. On the
I
line.
hug him. I cry, I hug him. The line begins to get longer. It's caught up. We're at the front, right? So it gets a little caught up. And I look over to Androl and give him a thumbs up.
Some of the other dwarves in line are nodding and trying to hide their tears.
And I think Androl just kind of gives a slight nod. Yes, okay, this worked out. This is going to be okay.
I start doing the Goodwill Hunting, but in question form. It's not your fault? It's not your fault?
It's not our fault, no.
It's not your fault?
We're good workers, and we deserve good jobs.
Is Thorlin nearby?
Yeah, he's watching this, and he kind of sniffs and looks away.
I think at that point, since the line has seemed to have stopped, I'm going to go over to him and go, is there any way we can help you get back to work, since it seems like this is all pretty important to you all?
He'll recompose himself. He's like, "Oh, we can talk after breakfast is served."
Okay.
And yeah,
let's
they go back.
serve breakfast then.
So yeah, you serve breakfast, and you get a good look at all the dwarves. They are kind of they look like that. You know, that kind of quarantine look where you've been inside for a couple weeks and you're just getting antsy. That's the kind of look they all have. And there is one non-dwarf who gets in line for the food. He is a gnome. And he just accepts the food and says thank you and goes on his way.
His name is Van Deerman.
Oh no.
Jeez. Can't get away from
Who is
Spat
that?
or his
He's
brother.
done
Or is it Spud? I think it might be funnier if it's Spud.
Matthew will love to hear this.
Who's Matthew? So I think that after dinner served, I meet up with Radish and I go, good, that was excellent. How did you... I'm not even going to complain. That was beautiful. Way to manipulate their emotions so that we can kind of get in with them. That was great work.
I wipe a tear from my cheek and I go, I don't have a question. It's hard.
You don't have to talk. You don't have to talk in questions anymore. You did a great job. You did a great job, bud.
It's not your fault.
It's not your fault. No. And I think with breakfast served, we go to find Thorlin and see if we can talk to him then.
Yeah, he's finishing the last of like the dishes, and you come up to him while he's still working on the dishes, and so then he's like, "So, what is it you're actually here for?"
I would very much like to know what you found in the mines that shut down the mining process.
He kind of gives a grunt and like raises a hand and shouts, "Wrigley, get over here!" And that gnome that you saw earlier walks up to you.
Hello.
Oh, thank God, you're Wrigley. Thank God.
I don't know why, but I feel hugely relieved that your name is Wrigley.
I like your gum.
Thorlin says, I don't know exactly what's in the mine, but Wrigley was the one who found it. So if you have any questions about it, best ask him.
Thank you. I would also like to ask how we could help you get back into the mines, because if you all are going into the mines, it might make it easier for us to go investigate whatever this is. Again, I was being serious about me being a scholar. I would like to know what is in there. Wrigley, what exactly did you find?
So Wrigley, he's wearing like a cap with like goggles on them that make his eyes extra big.
Oh, is he like an artificer? Because I love it already.
Pretty much, kind of.
Yes.
Wrigley's gonna say, well, when we were digging, I'm pretty good at sniffing out like new veins and everything, and down in I think it was Shaft B, we followed a vein all the way to this weird wall, just like bricks, but they're not bricks, they're like one solid kind of like marble with lines that kind of looked like bricks on them, and the lines glowed a little bit. It was like the weirdest stuff I've ever seen. And so we dug it out a little bit, and it was just like a big cylinder just kind of sitting there. And nothing we could do could even break the cylinder.
What color was the cylinder?
It was white stone with kind of blue markings all around it.
Can I do a quick maybe history check because of my aforementioned academic abilities to see if maybe I've heard of a thing like that would relate to Arcanium, since we know that's kind of the vibe we're going for?
Yeah, go for it.
Not great. That's 14 total.
14? That's probably good enough to know that this sounds a lot like ancient design. They were known for using Arcanium in pretty much everything. And their structures were built to last, to say the least. Like, they're extremely tough.
This is extremely interesting. Did anything strange happen when you reached it, or is it just one of those things where you reported it, and because you reported it, everything got shut down?
He's gonna kind of like think on it. It's like, well, we tried to mine our way through, but like our picks didn't even make a dent in the thing.
Makes sense.
And then as soon as we reported it, we kept digging for a while until they decided to close the mines, and they started bringing in these goblin experts of some kind. Like they were taking a big old drill down into that mine.
Huh. I think, and this is out of character. This is a swag. Scientific wild ass guess. I think.
Oh, I thought you meant.
You were just saying like maybe we could get that drill as swag when we go to the.
No. As I said it, I was like, oh, no one here does a lot of swag at their work. Okay, that's fine. This is a scientific wild ass guess.
I definitely do that. You cannot tell me that I do.
Do you call it a swag?
I will now.
I think you may have found something that indicates a whole underground city or something. I think that wall might have been a literal one. And so now I'll be honest, extremely curious. How can we get you all back in that mine?
Thorlin kind of like leans back in his seat. He's like, that's the real question, isn't it?
Nothing.
Here's another question. What would you like out of this situation? What is your idea?
How can we help you?
Thorlin is like, we're just simple mountain dwarves. We like mining, we like smelting, we like smithing.
Mm-hmm.
If we can get any work that involves that, we would be pretty happy. Just the way the mines are now, that's not happening. And Wrigley kind of like raises his hand. It's like, well, there's another mine that we could use that Matthias said he would that he was going to go to.
Wrigley, you are full of such wonderful information. Go on.
Well, Matthias and Thorlin's just gonna kind of like shut him up. It's like, Matthias was an idiot. You don't listen to him.
Is this mine? Oh, I'm just so excited. Is this mine connected to the main mine, or are you thinking about leaving town and following Matthias?
Wrigley say, well, Matthias, he had this idea that he could start his own mine because he was sick of working under, Bruckett. And so he kind of found a place. I helped him scout out a place just a bit west of the graveyard. You know, the graveyard?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we've heard of it, yes. Mm-hmm.
And Thorlin's gonna like shut him up again. It's like, that's just a fool's errand. Who knows what's out there? Matthias never came back from that. For all we know, he just died out there.
It's very dangerous, and Androl can talk about this. It's very dangerous to dig up graves. It's something that...
Oh, no, it wasn't a grave. It was just a... It was a... I followed a vein, and it kind of led out over to that area, and I thought, hey, if Matthias was so set on starting his own business, he could have, just started it out there, but who knows what happened. I kind of miss him.
This may be bold, and so before I say it, can I have a quick huddle here with Androl?
If that's all right with you all, we're not trying to be rude.
That's cool.
Okay. Go. I guess they're fine with it. Go on.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Looking at us.
I mean, yeah. If you want to have an aside, it's just kind of like have an aside. Whatever. They'll wait.
We go to a corner. He calls it a huddle, but I don't know if two people can be a huddle.
It's a sidebar.
He puts his arms on your shoulders, and you can put your arms on it. And he goes, "Listen, Androl, I gotta confess, I think there could be a peaceful solution to this, but can we, half elf to half elf, team half elf here?
Mm-hmm.
Can I assume that this is a cone assignment? What stays in here, what's said in here stays in here?"
And I think he looks at you and goes, "That is one of the more ominous things you've said while talking about a peaceful solution." What? When
Thing
you
is, I want a peaceful solution. That's
I know.
I'm
That's your
trained
thing.
in mediation, but I did just kind of get my ass kicked.
Mm-hmm.
I feel,
Mm-hmm.
it's good to use feel language first.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that we should start a revolution to take the mine back.
Wow.
It's the dwarves' mine. It's their mine, right?
Well, I mean, technically, Bruckett owns the land the mine is on, but it is their mine in the sense that they are the ones who actually
You can't own
do the
land.
labor.
Come
All
on.
Well-
property is theft.
We're getting into some real sticky ideology here. Don't get me wrong. I agree. The dwarves should probably be in charge of it. They actually care about it. I do agree.
Here's what I'm fighting. Here's the temptation I have, and
Mhm.
I know that we could find a peaceful solution if we could get both parties to the table,
which we
and
won't
talk it through.
because it's Bruckett.
But it is Bruckett, and I do. You ever want to punch something, Androl?
I want to cast spells at things, but I assume that's what you're talking
Imagine
about.
casting spells with your fist. That's
Oh.
what I want to do.
Wow, this is a character development.
This is the ghost is
Not a-
correct.
hey, this is a dark moment for me because I think there still is a peaceful solution, but barring that we can't find that, maybe we could just punch this one through.
This
Don't
is a
punch
question
this way through.
This is a question I've never really considered. Are we about the same height? We're both half elves, but I don't know.
I think so. Radish is.
You're definitely
together
the
you're
tallest
one full
ones in
elf.
this building. You're
Together you're
definitely the
one full
tallest
elf.
ones in this building, just because everyone else is dwarves, and
Well,
also like the idea of you're kind of having a secret sidebar where you're the tallest ones in the room over in the corner is hilarious.
Well, my point was more of I guess we would be about the same height. I think Androl puts his hands on your shoulders and go, Radish, there is nothing I would love more than to start an uprising. However, these people are not very vain, and they don't seem to care about the money aspect of things. I don't think Bruckett's gonna let this one go peacefully. I don't think if you're serious, I think we aren't going to even kind of come close to a peaceful solution unless our two compatriots. God, one of us should have gone with them. Unless they can convince the manager to at least let us in the one time, and then maybe we can like barricade ourselves in there, do our little adventure, and get out. I think that's probably the closest to a peaceful solution we're gonna get. A little bit of violence, defense, and then adventure.
I did try to talk to Bruckett, and he turned down my interview.
Yeah, I heard, and healed you. I'm aware.
All right. Well, I'm glad that we could have this, both of our arms on our shoulders.
Yeah, just in the tallest people in the room, just like, yes, mm-hmm.
I'm glad we could have this conversation, and I appreciate you very much. You're doing a great job out there.
I don't
All
feel okay.
Hands in the middle.
Both or one?
One. Just
Okay.
one hand.
Puts
One
one
hand,
hand
please.
in.
Mediation on 3. 1,
Okay.
2, 3. Mediation.
Deviation. Let's go. And we walked back over, and I think Androl would go, We've been discussing it. How determined are you to get back into that mine?
Thorlin kind of like gives you the side eye and says, "We just want the work. The mine doesn't matter too much."
What if I offered you the ability to work in said mine just by force? How many dwarves are in this? How many dwarves are in this place?
Probably about 50. It's a pretty large
Enough.
enclosure, and then like there's also a lot of dwarves who have basically been laid off, kind of just hanging out in here.
Yep.
Thorlin's gonna like give you the side eye and be like, "What you're saying, we've done that before, and it's pretty dangerous what you're saying."
Danger's my middle name.
I have a couple of questions for you. I'm going to use the help action here so he could get advantage on the roll. And here's how Radish helps. I have a couple of questions. Is it not true? Is it not true that Orthamar delights in work? Is it not true that Orthamar finds glory in the equality of people? Is it not true that Bruckett has not worked a day in his life? Is it not true that Bruckett finds glory only for himself? Is it not true that vanity has no place in Orthamar's follower?
Roll persuasion. With you're gonna get disadvantage on that roll anyway, but roll just straight persuasion now because of that.
Me or both of us?
Let's go. Logan said he was helping you.
Okay.
So Androl will have to do this.
Okay. Fam, I can't even. God, it's a 20. I just here. No moving it. That's a 20. Give me.
Wow.
Give me.
I end with, do you smell what Androl is cooking?
Gimme.
Thorlin has kind of like looked at you with like an older man's weary eyes, and for the first time you see fire light in them. You'll be like, and he'll say, "Looks like we need another revolt."
Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Dan, the editor, producer, all that jazz. Just wanted to say, first of all, sorry we've been gone for a second. It was the holiday season, and then I got a puppy, which you just heard squeak probably, and then some other things happened, and we just needed all to collect ourselves for a moment, and we're back, and wouldn't you know it, we're back on one of my favorite episodes we've ever recorded. Thank you so much for listening to this particular episode of the very good podcast, the RPGeniuses. Just wanted to remind everyone how they can get in touch with us on social media. Kristen, you can get in touch with at Kiki the Girl on Twitter with Kii the Girl, or Kiki the Girl Cosplay on Facebook and Instagram. Zach is at Invading Duck on all social media platforms. Corey is at Coffee or Die. He also writes for Don't Feed the Gamer. And then Logan is over at LLFC Poster Child, and they write for Xenoguardian Red Visor Go, so be sure to go check that out. And then lastly, for myself, I do a podcast with the wonderfully talented Isaac Dillman, who also writes the music for the show. Thank you, Isaac, for that. It's called The Cogitators, Cogitators. Cogitators. We talk about philosophy and how it impacts you and the environment and how it all ties together. Everything's philosophy. And that being said, also I do live streaming. You can find me at Philosophy Kid Gaming on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook Gaming. I'm figuring out today, actually. So if you look for me by the time this comes out, you should be able to find my page. So yeah, I think that's just about everything. If you make fan art, there's a 100% chance it'll end up on the shared at RPGeniuses Instagram and Twitter and Facebook page and all of that. Share hashtag RPGeniuses if you think you know someone who would really like this. I mean, the way this show gets bigger is through you all, so we appreciate when you do share it, and yeah, we want to show that we appreciate it. So share with hashtag RPGeniuses. All right, I think that's everything. I should see you again in about 2 weeks. God, I hope I see you again in 2 weeks.